All right, so we've got the situation here. Bonnie Blue, the OnlyFans creator, and Annie Knight, British girl, Aussie chick. They were going to do a tag team. Go to Schoolies Week on the Gold Coast, and Schoolies Week is where people finish high school, 17, 18, 19 to 25-year-old kids, adults, join up on the Gold Coast, get absolutely shit-faced on alcohol, taking illicit substances. It's hectic as heck. And these content creators going to go there and grab some lads who are barely legal and go film with them. What's my opinion on it? All right? I think if you're an adult and you're consenting, all good to go. Now, some Karens got online and they got that Bonnie chick because she's from UK. They got a visa cancelled. I think she's currently in UK. She's about to come back, but now I think she's going to be banned from coming back in Australia because the Karens protested that, yeah, she's targeting, she's a predator, she's targeting children. I say, so this Bonnie chick is doing screening. She's getting consent forms. She's checking passports. She's making saying these guys are sober, make sure they're not drugged, etc. So for me, it all looks above board. Now I can understand as well some concerned parents out there, but the fact is, all right, you shouldn't be putting your hate on Bonnie or the next girl who's gonna do whatever. This is gonna be an ongoing thing. You got to treat the cause, not the symptom. Bonnie, etc., is the symptom. The cause is if you don't have control over your teenage son, who's now 18, is legally an adult, that's the problem, okay? So if your son is going to do things you don't want them to do, that's not Bonnie's fault. That's your fucking fault. You fucking failed as a parent, in my opinion, and now you're taking your frustration of your laziness, lack of control, out on Bonnie, all right? Bonnie is just some random chick from UK that you're putting all your hate on. Because you're scared that she's going to prey on your son. Again, it's adults consenting, people. Adults consenting. And you have all these chicks trying to clout chase off Annie and Bonnie, and that girl with the throat tattoo on TikTok and that just keep popping up. These chicks just trying to clout. Like, they don't care about these lads. They don't care about. They're just thinking, oh, that chick's making a lot of money. Fuck her. You know, she's younger than me. She's prettier than me. I don't like her. That's what it's about. Bottom line, all right? The biggest misogynists are the women. Now, can you imagine if a man was doing that? Can you imagine me? Well, I do OF. You know, I get paid to put my horse schlong into a gorgeous female. I get paid for that. I can't complain. So let's say that I did a different twist, and let's say I copied Bonnie and Co. and looking for barely legal 18-year-old chicks. Imagine that. Boom. As a man, you would be getting cancelled because we live in a matriarchal society here in Australia. It's a matriarchal society. That's fine. This is what it is. Now, because imagine if a mad child do that, Matt, you would be getting cancelled so hard. Anyway, so that's the world we live in. A woman can create an OnlyFans account and say, I want to fuck 122 guys at Cancun, what do they call it, over spring break in the US there. And she capitalized on that, and hey, good on her. You know, she's making most of the current market. It's adults consenting adults. Now, some people say, oh, but when you're 18, you don't know what's going on. Your prefrontal cortex isn't fully formed. Well, okay, cool. But then why aren't you protesting against people joining the army? Why aren't you protesting against 18-year-olds drinking alcohol, 18-year-olds having kids, 18-year-olds going to university and getting in massive debt to study a course that they're doing because their parents want them to do it, but they don't want to do it because their prefrontal cortex can't probably decide. You're not complaining about that, are you? Because that won't get you the views on TikTok. That won't get you the clout you're chasing, all right? And you don't care about the 18-year-olds. And when you're 18, you're a kid, but you're not a kid. You're an adult legally, but maybe you're still a kid behavior. But then again, I know plenty of 8-year-old people out there who are immature like kids and can't make up proper decisions in life. So, you know, so this is I really think this is a fantastic situation going on there. And kudos to Annie and Bonnie for doing this, because it creates some really good discussion and some good laughs. And these chicks are fucking so confident. You hear them speak, they're not high as fuck. They're just like, boom. They're very lucid and just getting it done. And these chicks thrive. This is thrive off all this banter. The amount of money and clout these girls are getting, Annie and Bonnie, they're just raking it. They would literally have rakes at home, just big piles of cash just raking into bags. Oh, I've got to sort the 50s and the 100s using these rakes in their lounge room, man. It'd be crazy. The money on OnlyFans is crazy. But again, this is the society we're living in. 4 years ago, when we had the lockdown and OnlyFans really got sort of more mainstream, you had girls just posting fully clothed pics, you know, sort of like section stuff and making bank, right? And now that's gone from that down. That was like up here. Like, wow, some girl next door, raunchy stuff, OnlyFans. Wow, she did an Instagram and now she's doing that. Oh, wow. And now the bar has been set by Bonnie and Annie that shagging 122, 158 bros at schoolies or freshies or spring break. You know, that's just, and filming that. That's the level now. So you quickly see how competitive it gets out there on social media land. What's going to be in 4 years' time? What will it be in 4 years' time? The OnlyFans draw card. What will we be talking about in 4 years' time? What will be the Bonnie Blue Annie Knight equivalent in 4 years' time? Good question. So again, let's go back to the cause. If you don't have control over your kids, I mean, can you ever have control over your kids? You know what I mean? Can you? I say you can. I say if you put the work in, but then again, I've had a vasectomy. I don't have kids, so the thing is, I'd say if you can't tell your son they're not going to schoolies, then your relationship with your kids is, in my opinion, fucking shit. All right. If your kids won't bounce on schoolies because you think, hey, it's dangerous, or alcohol, or accidents. If you just didn't spend enough time with your fucking kids, your kids don't fucking respect you. And that's the issue here, okay? But what we do is we put the hate onto Bonnie and Annie and co. So if your kids won't say no to going to schoolies or no to drinking alcohol and shit, they just don't fucking respect you. And that's because you put your career, you put your eating disorder, you put your sugar phobia, you put whatever you wanted to put in front of your kids' mental health and that connection you have as a parent. All right? That's fucking. Oh, well, Harley, it's for you. I got a mortgage. I got to put a roof on it. I got to put the kids in private school. No, you fucking don't. No, you don't. You can live in a fucking tent in the woods, and you'll have much more control. Here's the thing: we know there's people out there. They've lived in fucking tents, lived in a caravan, lived in a car, lived in a van, lived in a woofing, like an organic farm, permaculture setup. Just lived in the bush, raised their kids. All right, homeschooled them. And these kids could identify 100 different native animals in their area. If those parents said, hey, I don't want you going to schoolies because there's alcohol, there's drugs, there's some bad people there, please don't go. It's just not safe. The kids would be like, okay, mum, okay, dad, okay, let's not do that. They'd have that pull. So stop using this excuse, well, I got to go to work because I got a mortgage, I got kids. Yeah, I understand that, but that's just an excuse. All right, it's just an excuse. Because if it wasn't an excuse, then wouldn't have the homeschooling parents who live on peanuts. In Australia and in the UK, you can live on welfare, you can collect cans, you can eat out of bins, and good food, man. What's in dumpster diving now? And I'm losing people straight away as soon as I mention this. Once you mention the truth, you lose people who want excuses to justify their complacency. I get it, but I'm here to speak the truth for whoever's left over. So that's the reality. You can live on peanuts, which is also beneficial. If you're out there suffering financial stress, don't. I mean, maybe if you're in, North Korea or South Sudan where you're starving to death, okay, then you're having $5 extra a week's going to help you survive. But if you're in Australia or America or England, you're having financial stress and it's giving you, oh my God, don't, man, don't. All right, nature's always there. The forests are always open. The bins are locked, but bolt cutters, yeah, there you go. There's charity organizations, there's soup kitchens, there's so many options, man. Stop. Oh, but it's cold in winter in England. Yeah, but there's camping shit, there's camping gear on fucking Facebook Marketplace going for peanuts, okay? Nature is always open for accommodation. Never ever fear. You can get a basic tent, walk up the mountain or in somewhere hidden. It's fucking awesome camping out there, so never ever have the stress. Now, anyway, that's the wrap up of the video. That's just my take on it. We're going to rattle on other different topics here, but I think kudos to Annie and Bonnie for really pushing the envelope here and pushing the buttons hardcore. Bah, bah. It's great. It identifies people will attack the messenger versus look at the message and go, well, actually, if my kids want to do this and I don't have control of them, then I should take care of the drug dealers. Not that the drug dealer is the same as an OF content creator, but if your kids are doing bad things that you want them to do, it means you didn't spend enough time with them. That's simple as that. I know people who are lawyers, police officers, high-ranking, doctors, professional, respected people in the community, and they have fucking almost zero control over their kids. Why? Because they spend all the time at work. And who raises the kids? The teachers with eating disorders, the teachers on medication, the teachers who just doing it for the cash, they're overworked, they've got their own kids, their own problems as well. So they never get that full presence from adults. They never get that full-on caring supervision they really need to thrive on. So then they get that, presence from their peers and their friends, from drugs, from fuckboys, from blah, 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 from TikTok, etc. They get that presence and dopamine engagement from that culture. And the parents is like, oh my God, mom, dad, you're full of judgment. I feel judged. I feel like blah, blah, blah. Ugh. Dopamine low when I see my parents. Dopamine high when I get on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. Dopamine high when I get on drugs and alcohol. Dopamine high when I go to the dance party and sneak out at night time. Dopamine high when I get the DMs from the fuckboy. Dopamine low when the B pill didn't work and I got to have an abortion. That's the reality, man. That's the fucking reality, okay? Parents are well-meaning, but we don't get taught parenting skills in school. You know what I mean? These Karens, 18, you shouldn't be able to be doing a sex tape at 18. You can have a fucking kid at fucking 15. Like, what the fuck? Should 15-year-olds be having kids? That's the discussion. Should Bonnie have her visa cancelled? I don't think so. Anyway, that's just my take on it. Share your comments down below. What do you think? Yeah, but, like, it's crazy. Oh, but, yeah, and this is the last closing argument. Oh, but the boys, the sex tape will be on the internet forever. Do you know how much porn is on the internet anyway? Do you think my life's any worse or better? Well, it's actually better. But, like, my horse schlong's all over the internet for anyone to see if they want it, Who cares? It's like, who cares? Consenting adults, do what you want. Now, if you're on drugs and then you're doing, content to get more money for drugs, and then one day you go, oh my God, I regret that. It's like, then that's your fucking shit, But if you're sober and you're making choices, that's why I recommend people should be sober. So then when you do choices, you're like, am I okay with this? Okay, I'm okay with this. If you're on alcohol or weed or whatever, then don't be doing things you might regret, okay? Be sober, understand what your goals are, understand the pros and cons. But anyway, that's just the deal. But, yeah. Anyway, if you want more control over your kids, bottom line message, people. Bottom line message. Oh, man, it's just fuck the money and spend time with your kids. There's so many kids out there. I see them all the time. They're at the bus stop. If your kid's at a bus stop, man, on their fucking phone, do you know how many kids I ride past every single day? In the morning, in the afternoon, especially afternoon, and the kids are on their phones. That's their supervision. They're walking home alone by themselves. Like, where's the parents? Or being in the school all day, being fucking conditioned, programmed by the system, it's fucking crazy. I know, yeah, man. We're all human at the end of the day. We all have our problems. And it takes a village to raise a child. But you got to be selective of who is influencing your child. But now social media, done. You're a bad parent if your 10-year-old kid doesn't have a fucking iPhone. You're a bad parent. So that's why I recommend vasectomies. Anyway, that's just off topic. This is my take on the thing. Let me know down below what you think.